over in my trading monitor. So this is ACON, and at the 10:15 candle, this was at 880. So 10:15 candle is right here. And as this came up through and recovered the AEMA, and then I actually took my starter position of 500 right there at 880. And then you can see from my trading monitor, I took another add at 885 and 888. So I added pretty quickly here. What I was looking for is this curl and a retest, either through 9 or up through pre-market high. What we ended up getting was just a really nice burst. So there was a quick short covering and some buying pressure up through 9. This popped up to 936. You can see my best exit was half my position at 927. So I took half off the table there. I took another quarter size of my remaining off at 897, another quarter of that at 904, and then really quickly, once this didn't hold 9, it flushed down, and I was fast, meaning that I already had my hand on the sell full position and ended up getting out the last 423 shares at 883. Well, my average cost was like 885 roughly, and so that actually ended up being 30 cents lost on this last 400. So that ended up, taking $120 total off of this winner of 238. So at the peak, I had about $58 of potential here. But that makes me green a little nicer on the day. I was up like 270, or not quite 270, whatever, 465 minus 238. So I was up about 230. So kind of doubled that just with that quick trade there. And then you can see had this massive topping tail and then a flush down for a halt. So really tough price action there. I mean, if you get up here and you're holding the pre-market high, meaning that it's stopping right at the pre-market high, that's a pretty good sign to, lighten up or take the position off, especially when we look back at these topping tails up at that 936 level. So really, I wasn't looking for a ton out of this, just kind of trying to see if it would pop up there and test 9, and it gave us a little bit beyond that. Got a big chunk, again, half of my position off at that 927. So took one other trade there, and nothing else really going off on the scanners right now. Show a couple stocks here just in summary. So FlyX, although FlyX is actually curling, interestingly enough, back up above its pre-market high, and that might be one that I watch here for a little bit. We are just first candle on the TTM week bear, but it's definitely trying to do something here again, which is kind of interesting given these halt downs, and now it's trying to recover. So that might be an interesting one just to keep an eye on if you're still actively trading or watching. But right now it's holding that pre-market high, and it'd be interesting to see if this ends up getting a short squeeze and catching some people off guard here. So that's FlyX. ACON was the second leading gapper. It's our gainer. It's now pulled way back. JTAI we looked at earlier. So let's just go back to JTAI, and then we'll look at NVVE. JTAI, again, kind of under the EMAs, under the VWAP. NVVE, under EMAs, under VWAP. This is stuff that I'm not interested in trading down there. I really want to see this, these EMAs line out. And, if we lose the 21, I want to see this come back up through the 21. And ideally, I'm trying to take a position as close to the 21 as possible with my stop loss around that pivot. So, kind of 460, 465 entry, stop loss down here, 444, risking 20 cents, knowing that I can add as the stock moves higher. And then if we go back to FlyX, now we're getting a little bit of a consolidation. That's kind of an interesting pattern here, where, we popped back up above the pre-market high, and now we're trying to hold support there at 740. This actually could end up maybe surprising. Well, it surprised me anyways. If you held pre-market high here and got a move to reclaim this halt down, that would actually, you might have some shorts that start covering, and you could get a little bit of an accelerated move here.